What's up, guys? Ruben here, the relationship non-guru. Love my backdrop. I decided to shoot this video on. It's gonna be kind of fun on the possibilities of having a 4,000-year relationship. Now, how I came about it, I was watching this episode of The Flash last week, and they had new characters, Hawk Girl and the Hawk Guy, DC Universe, and they have been in a relationship for 4,000 years. Now, they die and then get reborn and have to find each other. It's like it's like an ultimate love story, you can kind of call it. But I found it very interesting because I was like, how would you deal with that? Besides the fact that they would die and reincarnate and have to find each other in their lifetimes before they get killed by some guy. I can go into that, but I want to focus on the good and the bad parts of being in a 4,000-year relationship, because that would be so interesting, so rad. I mean, in a sense, would you want to find someone new because you'll get tired and bored, or will your life be more exciting? You'd have everything to talk about, and you'll always have adventure and try new things, because obviously you're going through 4,000 years. I mean, we've been here for 2015 years, and 4,000, that's like a long time. You're going through everything. You've seen technology advance like no other. It'll be really interesting. It'll be really interesting to go in that. And now the good parts about it would be, you literally would know everything about each other. It'd be really hard to find stuff you don't know, because 4,000 years, think of it as a long-term relationship. You plan on being with someone for the rest of your life, and say you live 100 years old, both of you. Like, how would you keep things interesting and fresh? Like, maybe you've traveled the world together already. Maybe you started a successful business together already. You've had successful children and they grew up and are on their own. And it's like, what next, There's always a what next. But in a 4,000-year relationship that can go onwards, you got to look at the bad too. It might actually get boring. Meeting new people will be difficult for both of you, because what would you talk about? Like, imagine trying to tell someone like, yeah, I lived during the times of racism, and I almost died a few times because of that, and because we're like, they were Egyptian in the show, so it was like, oh, like we were like considered black, so there's all this going on. But that's like, imagine that, like, not being able to connect with other people. You just have each other. Now that would be the interesting part. You just have each other, so your patience must be like way up here. Everything that you guys do together would be just because you already know. You're like, it gets to a point that you guys finish each other's sentences, and this happens to people even now that have been in a relationship for several years. They like finish each other's sentences, and it's like this connection you guys have, and it's like you wouldn't even need a phone. I remember reading about something where the third eye, which belongs here, you could believe this or not, but like, we wouldn't need phones if we activated our third eye. This could be bullshit, but let's say it was true. You can activate your third eye, you can communicate with your significant other, even if they're on the other side of the world, just by thought, just by thinking to them. You could just like send your messages over there. That would be really interesting. And I think a 4,000-year relationship, it's like when twins know, like when something bad happened to the other. When twins know, they have like this connection. You would have that same connection. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? And like, I'm talking more of the good. We don't know how the bad would be. Like, what if you had to break up with this person? It's like starting completely over again. Like, you'd have to find someone new. How would you connect with someone new? And then once you figure out you can't connect with anyone, you'll go running back, because it's what you know. And it's what happens to people in long-term relationships, where they've been with this person for 8+ years and they don't know anything else. They know this person, and maybe they went on a few dates and they didn't go great. they start missing the person, and then they end up running back. And then sometimes it'll be happily ever after. They ran back. Oh, I figured I want to spend the rest of my life with you. You see this in movies, and it does happen in real life, because I've heard tons of stories in the past with people that have gone through this, through family members or through friends of friends and friends' parents and all this, that they figured that they tried what was out there, and then they just decided to stay with what they knew. Really interesting how this works. And I just wanted you to think about it. And it's more of like a thought-provoking video today, not necessarily giving any tips. I gave some tips, but it's more of like a thought process. Like, think of like, if I were to be with the person I'm with now, could I be able to last 4,000 years? And, if some crazy crap was to happen, like, I drank this thing and it made me immortal, or something like that. We drank it together. I think it'd be a pretty cool thought process, and it'll make you think, like, do I really want to be with this person? And in the end, like, that's what you should be thinking, because you don't get in a relationship just to be like a monogamous relationship, to be like, oh, I'm just going to spend 2 years with this person. You don't get for that. You get there to be like, this person might be the person I spend the rest of my life with, and I want to make sure it's like going to happen. I'm going to have kids with this person. I'm going to travel with this person. I'm going to share my life with this person. Remember, we only get one time at this, so choose wisely. And think about, if you had to be with your person you're with now for 4,000 years, would you be able to handle it? That's the thought, the question that I leave you with for this week. So this is the end of the video. Next week, got an awesome topic to discuss next week. And I hope you guys enjoy. As always, stay awesome.